Around into North Phoenix.
And we're not done yet. First Alert meteorologist C. McLaughlin is watching the radar, still very active right now.
Yeah, basically, like you said, from Avondale Lavine area as far north as Deer Valley. It's slowly moving to the northeast at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's the rain that is really impressive. This is I-17 in Dunlap, and you can see camera updates every 10 back.
And inspiring a generation of young
Rainfall totals as we speak. We'll hear from him in just a second. Taking a live look now from our ADOT camera in North Phoenix, the I-17 at Greenway. The cameras have been bouncing around in the strong winds as lightning flashes across the night sky there. This storm has moved up from the Southwest Valley into North Phoenix.
It's been wild to watch.
Yep.
Here's another live look from another crew chasing the rain in the West Valley. Some areas like Avondale, Moon Valley getting more than a ½ inch in just a matter of 20-30 minutes.
Earlier tonight, there was a smaller storm, a separate storm, I believe, down in Maricopa that put on a light show, but the main one is impacting a big part of the valley tonight from kind of the Avondale area up around into North Phoenix.
And we're not done yet. First Alert meteorologist C. McLaughlin is watching the radar, still very active right now.
Yeah, basically, like you said, from Avondale Lavine area as far north as Deer Valley. It's slowly moving to the northeast at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's the rain that is really impressive. This is I-17 in Dunlap, and you can see camera updates every 10 seconds or so. It's extremely wet along those roadways. Cactus and Cave Creek just got 3/4 of an inch of rain. That came down in about 20-25 minutes. Just starting to see some rain fall and the lightning flashing in downtown Phoenix. Good idea now to download our Arizona First Alert weather and traffic app. I just got another alert that lightning was about 3.4 miles away, so it dials in on your phone's GPS. We're at 7th Avenue in Missouri, and yes, that came out of the Estrellas, just dumped a bunch of rain right over Phoenix Raceway. It was one tiny little isolated cell at around 8:30, 8:35, and then it blew up in the Southwest Valley and then hooked up with some training of these storms up to the northern part of I-17. So let's kind of start from the bottom, go to the top. It's right over the Levine area, just crossing over the I-17 truck route. That's the one that you can go south around the airport, around the downtown area, and then hook back up westbound on I-10. So it's down just off that corner, now pushing up the I-17's corridor. It's past Metro Center, now into the Sunny Slope area, Shadow Mountain. So here's the 51 Parkway, all the way up north to the Deer Valley area. And you can see that intersection with the 101. We've got ongoing lightning with some heavy downpours. There's Deer Valley now pushing off right into North Scottsdale, not quite into the northern part of Scottsdale near the TPC, but here's Union Hills, here's Bell, there's North Cave Creek Road. And again, it was Cactus and Cave Creek that had 3/4 of an inch of rain in about 25 to 30 minutes. Right now, the precipitation rate, it has fallen from 1 inch per hour to about 1/2 inch an hour. There's a really strong cell. I-17, 19th Avenue, 7th Avenue, here's 7th Street. So it is a good couple of mile stretch up in through the Sunny Slope area, down in through the downtown core. So let me get your bearings. There's Sky Harbor. There's the I-10. Here's the downtown area. So it's almost crossing over into the downtown area right now. It's out there, Southern Avenue, Buckeye, all the way up to McDowell. It is moving to the northeast at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we're going to continue to track this. That would put it in the Paradise Valley area about 1023, 1027 in Scottsdale. So I'll go back, reset the radar. The good news I can tell you guys right now, it has not gone severe. There was a severe thunderstorm warning that expired at 9:45. Right now, still some strong wind gusts, 50 plus miles an hour. We'll see if that goes up into a severe thunderstorm warning again throughout this half hour, but we'll have more coverage coming up here in the First Alert Forecast Center.
Dean, thank you for mapping it out for us. We have another crew heading to Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater tonight. The venue put out an alert asking fans to shelter in place or calmly head to their cars because of the storms. You see it up on the screen right there. Heavy metal band Pantera playing there tonight, and they just put out an update moments ago. While lightning is still in the area, they're hoping to get the show back on in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, this was the place formerly known as Cricket Pavilion. It's been known as a number of things over the year, but it's the outdoor concert venue over in the West Valley, telling folks to shelter in place there. We have our crews out and about. Let's check in with Angie Cayley, who's in one of our storm commanders. Angie, where are you heading and what are you seeing out there?
Right now we're on 19th Avenue. We are heading south. We just passed Thomas. We were heading downtown. We've been out since about 9:30 p.m. I'll take a look here at the ahead of us. You know, what we'd see is the wind would really start to pick up and then it would just sort of fizzle out. Constant lightning though, and then it started raining probably about 10 minutes ago. At first pretty light, but really starting to pick up at this point. So yeah, we're heading downtown right now to see if it picks up some more. We're going to stay out here through the duration of this storm, and we'll keep you updated here as the night goes on.
Yeah, it looks like it's heading in your direction, Angie. We'll check back in. Thank you.
We have another crew out on the roads right now. Anytime we hear the scanners going off, we send them out in full force so it can give you an eye on the storm to see what's going on. And they're chasing the rain in the West Valley. Some areas are seeing standing water, even flash flooding on the roadways out there. So yeah, we're keeping an eye on this, and we've been watching the traffic maps as well. We're seeing some, alerts, definitely yellows, some exclamation points, but it's not specifically saying any real crashes that you need to detour or steer clear of.
Yeah, they're saying there's one crash on the I-17 in the Cactus area, and if you've been following our First Alert weather coverage for the past week or so, we've had flooding on two of our freeways, the I-10 just west of downtown and the I-17 north of downtown on two different occasions. Can we take that next camera that's in preview, the I-17 in Cactus, because this is one of the areas that kind of flooded last week during one of our storms. According to ADOT, it's not flooding right now, but you could see there's quite a bit of water there on the roadway, and this is where they say there was a crash sort of off to the side of the road there. You know, thankfully 10 o'clock at night, there's not a whole lot of traffic out there tonight, but folks are clearly still hitting the freeways, and it looks like they're taking it pretty slowly.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we checked in on this live shot earlier, you definitely saw more brake lights for folks going in the opposite direction. So I think it's because traffic is going slow, so slow that it looks like there's heavy traffic out there. They've slowed down considerably, but yeah, they are taking it real slow. And these cameras, I mean, there's real low visibility. It's hard for us to get a true eye on what's going on there because they're zooming in. The ADOT crews are trying to do their best to put an eye on what they're dealing with out there seeing.
Yeah, and I think probably some of the washes, especially in the southwest and north central parts of the valley, are probably going to be running, if not running already. I'm going to let you take this full. This is the Maricopa County Flood Control District maps, and you can see some of the rain gauges. They've got over 300 rain gauges. This all started out there in Avondale. There's the Phoenix Raceway right there. A half inch of rain at the Gila River and 116th Avenue. If I kind of zoom out, here's another gauge, 0.87 at Salt River and 67th Avenue. How about in Tolleson, Buckeye Road and 75th? 0.79. This all came down, guys, in about 25 to 30 minutes. Let's take a look at Litchfield Park over near the Wigwam. That's Bullard Wash Indian School. That's 0.28. That's over a quarter of an inch of rain. Let's take a look up in here, the I-17 corridor. Let me zoom in. You guys can kind of recognize that area. There is 0.79, Cave Creek Park, Thunderbird area, Cave Creek and Cactus, 0.79. That came down in about 20 minutes. Here's North Mountain, so that's just north of Hilton Phoenix, Tapatio Cliffs. That's 0.63, so there's going to be a lot of water coming off North Mountain. And I mentioned that. Let me see if I can zoom in. Sorry, guys. Up in the Moon Valley area, I saw one gauge that had really come down fairly. Yeah, there it is. Moon Valley Park, 0.83. That's over 3/4 of an inch of rain. So again, this Moon Valley Park acts like a drainage. There's St. Paul's Catholic Church. That runs all the way down Coral Gables, and that will run all the way over to Moon Valley Country Club and beside that. So that could be a wash that could be running at this point with that amount of rain that quickly. Here's 0.55. That's on Thunderbird. That's the Phoenix Dam just west of Lookout Mountain. That's the golf course there at Point Tapatio. Let me see if I can zoom out. Here's 0.47. That's almost a half inch just southwest of Paradise Valley Community College. I mean, some of these rainfall amounts are very strong from this storm. Now, again, it hasn't hit the Phoenix metropolitan area just yet. I'm going to walk over to radar, get a look at where this is heading next. Guys, I can tell you, you've pulled up the power outage maps, and that looks like it's starting to get active.
Not quite as active as last night, but Sean, as you mentioned, yeah, this could just be the start here as we take a look at the number of outages. If you combine SRP and APS tonight, it's about 7,000 homes and businesses without power. And as we always say, when you look at SRP's map here, it's those purple markers where the most people have lost power. So I don't know what's going on in Tempe since they haven't really been hit by this storm. That seems to be a separate issue. But if you look at the other markers on that map, you can see outages in Goodyear, Avondale, Tolleson, up into Glendale as well. So when it comes to SRP, it's about 4,500 customers. APS has a couple thousand as well. For APS customers, it's mostly impacting a cluster at 19th Avenue and Peoria up in North Phoenix. So we'll continue to track the impact on the power grid as this storm moves through the valley tonight.
Yeah, we're keeping the box up at the bottom of your screen, but let's get another live look from our storm commander on the road again in the West Valley where the rain is really coming down hard out there. We're going to get a locator from that crew in just a minute here, but we did just moments ago get an update from the folks out at Talking Stick Pavilions that the Pantera live heavy metal show is back on. So it got suspended for at least a half an hour. I mean, they're out there in the open amphitheater,
right,
and they put up a big screen alert saying shelter in place, somewhere safe in the venue, or calmly walk to your vehicle. So I think people were freaking out a little bit once they saw the lightning. And anytime you have lightning like that, yeah, you got to worry. You know, it's counting the seconds to how far away it is from any given venue and making sure that people are staying safe out there. The lightning's been an issue. We're seeing the power outages and then the widespread rain. And when Steen was breaking down those numbers, I mean, almost a full inch in 20 minutes in some of these pockets in the West Valley. That is remarkable.
It really is, and Steen mentioned the washes that are going to be flowing as well. There on the right side of the screen, Nicole, this is video from Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater over in the West Valley as all those folks gathered in that indoor-outdoor venue for that Pantera concert tonight. And if you see, I think it'll pan back over to the yellow sign up on the screen. It's basically telling people there's kind of a weather alert, either shelter in place or move calmly to your vehicle. Again, that's been lifted, but that's a direct impact on a couple thousand people who turned out for that concert there in the West Valley tonight.
Thank goodness for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and check back in with Steen. I know the radar's been going crazy, and you've been watching to see what's going to be extended with this storm tonight.
Correct, and at this point, there's no severe thunderstorm warnings, albeit that one that we had earlier that expired at 9:45. Here's a look at downtown Phoenix. And Jared, while I'm speaking, you can maybe check again with Phoenix Sky Harbor, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. Take a look at this picture here. This is Phoenix Arena, home of the Phoenix Suns and Mercury. Look at that downpour just coming down. You see that street light there down at the bottom? So it is really coming down. Here's why I asked Jared to check out the airport. Look at this current wind gusts. 40 miles an hour just hit Phoenix Sky Harbor. 53 mile an hour wind gusts. That was about 40 minutes ago out at Goodyear. That's kind of the origin point, Avondale, Goodyear, Litchfield Park, the origin of this storm that has now expanded as far north as the Carefree Highway, Deer Valley at 26. Probably look for that wind gust to probably top 30, 35 plus. Let's take a look at the visibility. Okay, so Deer Valley is now down to 2-mile visibility. 2-mile visibility at the Deer Valley Airport, 8-mile visibility at Phoenix Sky Harbor. That's still visibility that you can still take off with, but with this heavy rain and the lightning, there might be some cancellations or at least some delays. Jared's checking on that. So if you're just joining us, your First Alert Forecast Center has been keeping you updated on this storm. Started about 8:40 this evening in the Avondale area, then joined up with kind of an outflow cell that started in the Glendale area, and then now this is all pushing to the northeast. Now Avondale Litchfield Park is now starting to get cleared, but Laveen and in through south central central Phoenix and the Phoenix metropolitan area, and then up the I-17 corridor. That's where the most severe weather is right now. So let's kind of zoom in and give you those street and landmarks. So here's Broadway Road, kind of the heart of South Phoenix, and there is some very strong winds and heavy rain, basically between 19th Avenue and Central Avenue all the way over to 7th Street. So there's kind of the Salt River down there, University, there's Sky Harbor Airport. So we're less than a mile away right now, I'm sorry, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles to the west of Phoenix Sky Harbor on the leading edge. So there's Jefferson, so there's the state capitol right there, Van Buren, I-17 area. This also contains some lightning. So again, it's a good idea to have our Arizona First Alert weather and traffic app because it's got a really, really good lightning detector and it tracks your location via your cell phone GPS signal. And like I said, we've been getting alerts on our phones telling us the lightning was getting closer and closer, and it has it down to the 10th of a mile. So it's a really good idea to have that during our severe thunderstorm season. Here's I-17. So the heavy rain is still along the McDowell corridor all the way over to the 51. Then it gets a little bit clearer up near Indian School, Camelback, but those deep green is still pretty steady rain without wind-driven rain. And then it's another cell right up in the Sunny Slope area, east of the I-17, south of Bethany Tree, and into the Shadow Mountain area. So there is a very strong storm up in the Sunny Slope area from 19th on the west side, east side over to 7th Street. So that's some real strong rain right there. Let's go up and check out the Deer Valley area right in there. You see those yellow lightning is active lightning. The gray lightning is previous strikes. So you can kind of see where the active lightning is and then the previous strikes. There's an update on our first alert Doppler radar. So it looks like the heaviest amount of rain right now is between 7th Street and Tatum Boulevard. There's East Deer Valley Drive. And boy, it's just pushing right up through Desert Ridge area, past the airport, all the way up. Let's see how far northbound it goes, all the way up to Dynamite. So again, this is now up in the Dynamite North Scottsdale area, and I'm going to zoom out, guys. I'm going to toss it back to you, down through Deer Valley, down through Shadow Mountain, Sunny Slope area. Gainey Ranch, you're about less than 10 minutes away. Central Scottsdale, you're still in the clear, and downtown Phoenix, guys, I'll go one more time to this shot right here. Yeah, there is a downpour. It is coming down in the downtown area.
It started out as an isolated, powerful cell, and now it's just grown gangbusters here. So Jared's been checking out Sky Harbor.
Yeah, we do have planes landing. We just had a plane land from Miami, another one across the country from Newark. So they're getting these planes in just in case the storm impacts operations over at Sky Harbor. Another plane coming into land, kind of flying over Fountain Hills right now from Detroit. So looks like for right now, as we speak, things are normal at Sky Harbor.
Angie Cayley's out in Storm Commander where it's really coming down. Angie, where you are right now.
I'll tell you what, things really change in about 15 minutes, right? They are really, the rain is really starting to come down here. Right now, we're on Jefferson Street, getting pretty close to Chase Field. I'll flip it around here. You can see that rain is just coming down. I mean, a little bit back, we saw it coming down sideways. I mean, if you can see it on the road there, it is just blowing across the road. Visibility has not been great at all. Still seeing quite a bit of lightning. The good thing, though, is, you know, being downtown here, you know, we're not seeing a lot of traffic, so not a lot of cars out. But the rain definitely coming down hard. The wind has picked up also, and the conditions, I mean, it just changed so fast. I mean, we were, you know, sitting at the station just seeing some sprinkling, and then, you know, we get down here and, you know, 10, 15 minutes later, I mean, the rain's just coming down hard, just seeing a lot of lightning, and you definitely can tell that that lightning is getting closer. But again, downtown, you know, was coming down hard, seems to have let up a little bit right now, but definitely changing conditions here and in the downtown area.
It's a light show there out there. So be safe, Angie. Thank you so much. And this has just been nuts because this year's monsoon storms, Jared, have been hitting late at night. Yesterday was kind of the anomaly because it was a early evening dust storm followed by the rain and showers and stuff like that. Now this is what we've been kind of getting used to, primed for this monsoon season at least.
I think a lot of us were thinking that yesterday's storm sort of zapped the atmosphere, zapped the energy from the atmosphere. We were kind of surprised that this kind of popped up here late tonight, but
and it's powerful.
It is really strong out there. We were talking about the airport. Let's check in live with Zach Perletsky, who's at the airport now. Zach, I did just see the red-eye to Charlotte, the overnight red-eye to Charlotte on American Airlines did just take off a couple seconds ago. So it looks like planes are still landing, still taking off. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, so it appears that there is, still some operations moving as normally. We aren't dealing with any rain at this moment, but as we saw in Angie's live shot just a few miles away in downtown, it's pouring there. So just talking about the difference we can get in just a few miles. But we definitely are dealing with some wind right now, but not severe enough, it appears, to make any sort of ground stop or any of that. operations stop here at Sky Harbor, as we're definitely getting a light show similar to kind of what we saw last night. So right now, the biggest thing we're dealing with here at Sky Harbor is the wind. Again, we have not felt any raindrops since we got here a few minutes ago, but we do know that, the rain is around us. So obviously a bit of a different situation than last night with the haboob followed by that rain, that thunderstorm, and all of the wind. So, a second night in a row that here at Sky Harbor, I think a lot of passengers are closely watching us, closely watching the weather to make sure that their flight is not delayed. But again, we have seen planes land within the last few minutes here. Gary, if you can pan to the right over here, it looks like there's another plane. Might be hard to see in the distance, that light up in the sky, another plane getting ready to make its final descent here into Sky Harbor. So in terms of operations, things look to be going pretty normally inside Sky Harbor. Planes, again, taking off, landing. We have not been feeling any rain, but definitely feeling some gusts of wind. I got the umbrella in case it starts raining. It's trying to pull me in all different directions on top of this parking garage here. But, definitely a different scene than what we saw last night from Sky Harbor, which I would say probably is a good thing. That was, one of the more intense storms that a lot of the volunteers who work at the information desk and some of the security officers say that they've dealt with at the airport in a very long time. And we do know that the airport did sustain some damage, some leaking, some panels on the roofs were blown off in that monsoon storm. And obviously we did have to deal, and a lot of passengers had to deal with delays both leaving and coming into Sky Harbor. But again, operations seem to be going pretty normally here at Sky Harbor. Just the wind, the biggest factor, but visibility is good. No rain at the moment, guys.
All right, that's Zach Perleski live over at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Their peak wind gusts right now here at the 10 o'clock hour was 40 miles an hour. And Nick, I've got on Storyteller pulled up on Facebook, and we've got some great user content coming in from our Arizona First Alert Facebook fans, as well as on azfamily.com. You just click on the top. It says submit your weather videos. And when it's safe and you're inside in a safe place and you're kind of seeing what's going on outside your window, we love it when you help us tell the weather story. Right now, it's downtown Phoenix. What time is it? 10:23. The good news right off the top, our First Alert headline on this Tuesday night, is that the severe weather portion of this, yes, it's raining hard. Yes, there's damaging wind gusts out there, but there is no severe thunderstorm warnings to pass along to you. The last one expired at 9:45, and that was out in the Avondale-Tolleson area. Here's Phoenix Arena. It is coming down like buckets. Hopefully the Waymo is going to be okay with all of those sensors, because you can see in the lights right there and on the headlights, it is really coming down in the downtown area. Peak wind gusts, 53 miles an hour at Goodyear, 40 at Phoenix Sky Harbor. Now this is brand new here at 10 o'clock, 29 mile an hour wind gusts at Scottsdale Air Park. So that severe part of that storm is starting to hit up there in North Scottsdale. Look at Deer Valley, down to 3 mile visibility at their runway. 3 mile visibility. At one point, Phoenix was at 10 mile, which is normal. Now it's down to 8. 7 mile visibility out at Goodyear, 9 mile visibility at Chandler. This was one cell, not the complex down near Maricopa, one cell over the Avondale Phoenix Raceway area, where it dropped over 1/2 of an inch, but then it just really moved or propagated, whichever the term you want to call, moved right up the 101 corridor, joined up with a cell that just kind of popped over the Glendale area. And now it's just a huge complex of severe lightning, strong winds, and brief heavy rain, up to 3/4 of an inch in some places, especially along the I-17 corridor. So let's kind of zoom in. Let's start on the southern edge. And boy, look at this bright red right over the metropolitan area. This is the area of heaviest rain that can get up to about 1/2 inch or more per hour. So it's right in the heart of the downtown area, stretching all the way up the 51 I-17 corridor. It's heavy right now between Sunny Slope, Shadow Mountain. Here's 51, there's the Loop 101 interchange. Right there is some very strong current lightning strikes. I'm a little concerned up here in the Moon Valley area, where they've had over 3/4 of an inch of rain that came in about a half hour. There's a lot of natural arroyos that goes right around Moon Valley Country Club, right down Coral Gables. So I think that wash probably could be running. Here's Riata Pass. I mean, just I was just over there 5 minutes ago on the other side of the set, and it is now pushed over to the Riata Pass area. Still up in the I-17. Lake Pleasant is up here, so it's not quite up there just yet, but it's definitely at the Carefree Highway. Where is it raining? Well, Deer Valley with 3-mile visibility. It is coming down in buckets. It is dropped temperature-wise significantly. And why do we look at temperatures? Because it's a kind of a good ground truth to say, yes, it is rain. It's not just rain cooled air, but it's actual rain that is physically dropping the temperatures very quickly. So 73 at Deer Valley. It's down to 84 in Phoenix. It's back up to 90 in Buckeye where the storm missed it, but that's where we should be about this temperature right now at about 1026. It is now dropped to about 81 in Scottsdale where they just had that real strong wind gust. Where is it not raining? Well, again, back to the temperatures. It's 90 in Mesa, it's 89 in Gilbert, 86 in Queen Creek, 88 in Apache Junction. So you folks in the Southeast Valley haven't been hit yet. Here's our latest Futurecast high resolution model. I just wanted to show you this. This just updated, and it's kind of matching, right, our radar signature. So this would be a good indication of what's going to happen over the next several hours. Well, it wants to push a cell over into you folks over there in the East Valley and maybe push up some moisture coming up from that dissipated storm down in the Maricopa area. Let's concentrate on the heaviest rain. So here's 10 p.m. I'm going to move it. It looks like it's going to continue this northeast track over the next 90 minutes or so, and then it's going to be clearing with some residual light isolated showers. Did you see that flash? There still might be enough moisture for some early morning showers, but I'm concerned always for the morning commute. April and the Good Morning Arizona crew will keep you safe on the roadways, and it looks for this high resolution model right now that this is a overnight storm that should be dissipating over the next 2 to 3 hours. Let's go over to Storyteller and let's kind of see what we've got for user generated content. I know, Nick, you pulled up a couple of things and you've got this full screen. I'm just going to play it. I'm guessing that this is 7th Street and Union Hills. Wow, 7th Street and Union Hills. Look at that water running through. That is some heavy rain showers. Again, this area, 7th Street, Union Hills, Moon Valley area, anywhere from a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain just within 20 to 30 minutes. And I know if you folks in the Midwest, well, why are we showing rain running down a street? Remember, the storm gutters are kind of a Midwest thing. Our streets are kind of our flood channels to those natural washes or flood control areas in those neighborhoods. So if you see that water running down the street, that's probably heading toward those flood channels that are built into some of those subdivisions. Nick, did you have any more pulled up over here?
We tried to. So go ahead and try to minimize that. And
yep.
I know we've got another live camera that we can toggle to right now while we're trying to pull up some of the other ones.
Got it. You got it.
All right, so let's take a look downtown. We've been talking about the impact perhaps on downtown Phoenix. Here's the I-10 at 7th Avenue, kind of right near the Deck Park Tunnel in downtown Phoenix. Raining out there, but traffic's moving just fine this time of night. It's not too heavy out there, so no major problems according to ADOT on the freeways tonight. Just everything's wet out there as the storm moves through.
Yeah, another live look from our photojournalist Miguel, who's out on the streets. He's been storm chasing, kind of going around the West Valley. And where's his crossroads right now? Can we see him squinting, trying to put eyes on that right now? Indian School and I-17, so still pretty wet roads. You can see it pooling in the road there. And man, this light show that just keeps popping on the screen right now. It's just non-stop scene.
Some more viewer-generated content if you guys want to pull this up full. This is Jill, and she's up near I-17 and Bell Road. I'm going to pop this open, and you can see, yeah, there is water running down her backyard all the way into her pool. Looks like her entire backyard is a huge puddle up there, I-17 and Bell. So that's her vision right there. Let me see if I can clear this real quick. Here's Brandy, 75th Cactus in Peoria. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it is really coming down with a light show out there. So again, no severe thunderstorm warnings to pass along to you here at the 10:30 hour, but we do have still a very strong system pushing to the northeast at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. Our coverage will continue online, especially on our Arizona Family First Alert weather and traffic app. Again, it's a real good time to have that downloaded on your phone because it really tracks the lightning well. And it has been, guys, a real strong lightning storm tonight, as well as a huge rainfall event. Here's Deborah's view from the rain in Laveen, and look at that coming down on her rain camera. It is coming down like buckets off of her rooftop. So again, over a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch in about 30 minutes or so in some of the southwest, central, and northern parts of the valley. Keep it right here on Arizona's Family. We'll continue to cover this storm online throughout the night.
Latest power outage count at about 7,100 right now. Crews are going to be working overtime to try to get everyone back online.
Absolutely. Our digital team is here all night on azfamily.com. Our AZ Family News app always getting updated as well. And I hope you'll join our friends on Good Morning Arizona bright and early, 4:30 tomorrow morning.
Stay safe. We'll see you then.